Hey guys, Miami Gunner here. Just wanted to do a little video showing you guys for the Kriss Vector Gen 2. When you get them, they just have this, QD sling cap that you can bolt on direct an AR-15 buffer tube, a pistol or rifle, doesn't matter. I don't have those right now, but either way, what I always like to do is the Kriss Vector folders more than anything because it just feels a lot more secure to me than just threading here. So let me just do a little unboxing. What comes in the box? So you get the instructions, the Allen key. I'm not sure if it has an Allen key or not. I had one laying around with the two little grub screws. Then you get the folder itself. Be careful when you open this, because you see there's a little retaining, grub screw, I like to call them. Then there's the spacer, I guess, and then the screw. And let me see. Yeah, I guess they don't bring the Allen. It's a super, super small Allen key. So luckily I do have it lying around. So when you are gonna install it, all you have to do is, let me show you guys. You see how right there's two little holes? Those are the exact same grubs I just showed you guys. The thing holding this cap on is two of these. If it can focus, so you can see they're really small. So all you're gonna do is, with the Allen key like this, you're gonna break them loose. Sometimes they're a little hard. Sometimes they are hard to get to. Just be patient and use the right Allen. If not, things can get really messy, especially with how small these are. So now you're just gonna wanna back them out. You can take them completely out, but I don't like to take them all the way out because I just, reuse them. And they're kind of a pain to get back on because they're just threading into polymer. So if you know anything about screws going into plastic, yeah, it's not great. So I just leave them on like that. As you can see here, they're almost all the way out. And how do you know if they're out enough? Just give this a twist and it should start. It should break free. It's a little hard, especially holding the camera. Let me see. All right, broke loose. As you're gonna see, the screws bite into the threads, so it's always a little rough to come out. As you see there, the screws mess up the threads a little, so it's rough coming out. But yeah, so if you don't want to go for the folder, which is pretty expensive, but I say is a good option, right here, all you gotta do is, you see the threads in there? All you have to do is bolt in AR-15 buffer tube. Again, pistol or carbine, it doesn't matter. You bolt it in there, you put a castle nut on it, and you're good to go with a brace. But if you see, like I was telling you guys, if you see the bushing in there, or thread insert, I would call it, that's where these folders grab onto. And for me, it's just a way, sturdier, I guess, way of attaching instead of this. Again, I have the carbine, which the buffer tube is attached directly to the polymer, and I've never had issues, but again, I just like it like that. So if you see, this is a screw that's gonna go into there. First thing I like to do is put on some blue Loctite, thread sealer, whatever you want to call it. I don't really plan on taking this off, so as you can see, I went a little heavy on it. All right, I'm gonna look for the Allen and I'll be back. So you can use any regular Allen, but I just happened to find this fancy little T-handle. So if you have it in your set, you already know it's a size 4 for this screw. And again, this is the one that we already put some blue Loctite on. Make sure to get it on. So again, if we look, this is the part where the buffer is gonna go. And obviously these can go either way. I always like mine to fold out like this. So all you're gonna do, you see it has two basically like locating lines. Again, that's why I like to leave these in. So again, if you take them out, you're gonna have to feed it into the, you know, the thread into the polymer, which I don't like because sometimes it can go in sideways and you can mess up the hole. So I just leave them in like that. Now what I like to do now, since you see it's gonna guide it and leave it centered, what I like to do, oh man, I lost the Allen wrench. Great, oh, there it is. So I like to go in a little bit. As you saw with the butt cap that it had, if the screws would have been in, it wouldn't have come out. But now we don't have to worry about that. So I just go in, again, not all the way, but maybe halfway in. And again, figure out which way you want it to fold. I like them to fold like this. Now you just line it up. And that's it. Then you're gonna have to look inside and find that the bushing lines up. Well, unless I got a flashlight and put it in there, you guys are not gonna see, so I'm just gonna go ahead. And here you just want to be really gentle, because again, you don't want to cross thread this. And it seems like I got kind of lucky and it started right away. So again, it has Loctite, so it shouldn't break loose. And this one's a 22 LR, so I guess it's just, you know, for nothing. But again, you do want to tighten it enough. But remember always that this is a polymer gun, so you never want to go too heavy on anything. But again, just the Loctite alone should suffice. Now what I like to do is just check that it's pretty centered. As you see by the bottom of the picotin, your top, you can see it's off a little bit, so we're gonna adjust it. All right, as you can see there, we're pretty spot on. So at that point, remember, I haven't tightened the screw inside all the way. So now what I do is just tighten these. Again, not all the way, but pretty snug. So yeah, like I said, I just like to line these two up. And if you can see right there, it's almost perfect. So you see there, that's good enough for me. So now we're gonna go back and tighten. Let me see, I don't wanna set it down, because it's gonna move again. So, now you wanna give it a little bit tighter. Again, nothing crazy. What I like about these T-handles, it basically kind of gives you a torque reading. Because you're gonna see that when I go tight, it's gonna flex. So all I like to do is give it, you see, it's just flexing. Just flex it a little bit, and once it gives a little, that's it. Don't touch it anymore. Trust me, it's tight. And again, for the bottom screws, now I like to check them again. But most of the time, even when they're all the way in against the aluminum, they're not gonna feel like they're tight. Just don't overdo it, because again, you're just gonna strip the plastic. So there, I felt it kind of grab. Same for that one. So yeah, that's your folder installed. Now all you gotta do is put your AR-15 buffer tube, and then put another grub, which already came with the tube. And yeah, you're ready to have a braced Kriss Vector, or if you're doing an SBR, you can put a stock on it.